So this one is our ribeye steak with a pomme maxime on the bottom, which is thinly sliced potato baked in the oven with a bit of butter and herbs and then fried. Topped off with our ribeye, which has been just pan-seared and basted in butter. It's topped off with broccolini, which has been pan-seared as well. A beautiful cheese olive, and then our red tapioca crisps with a bit of beetroot powder inside. With all of that,
There are plenty of BIB Gourmand restaurants in Copenhagen area, and having Marv and Ben in back of my head, it's gonna be very interesting to see if restaurant Norrlyst is gonna serve up some food in the same quality level as they did. During lunchtime, this restaurant specializes in smørrebrød, which is the famous Danish open-faced sandwiches with different types of toppings. But when it comes to the evening, they have a different setup. They serve only one 4-course menu, and they also have that in a vegetarian option. And the price for that is 450 Danish crowns, and that's what we are gonna have tonight. So let's jump into it and review Restaurant Norrlyst and see if they are living up to the BIB Gourmand status and if they are worth a visit while you are in Copenhagen.
The beef thighs from the inner thigh of the cow has been stirred with a oil made from lime. There's some pickled mustard seeds in there as well. On top, a homemade kimchi with a emulsion made from jalapeno and lime.
Starting from the visual standpoint here, I really like the presentation. I think it's nice and tidy, and I appreciate the generous amount there of cress on the side, and it's going to be very interesting to see how that potato pancake is behaving together with the other ingredients as the kimchi and the lime and jalapeno mayo. Starting with the tartare here itself, it's in the middle ground here of being quite coarse to a little bit more finely ground, which I appreciate because then you have the combination here of something that is quite smooth but still has a little bit of texture inside. And the potato pancake here on the side is bringing a little bit of more smoothness and another flavor profile, of course. And then you have the jalapeno mayo and the cress that is a very generous amount on top here, and the kimchi that is a little bit inside and outside of the tartare. I'm missing here a little bit salt, and I'm missing maybe a little bit more of a flavor explosion in my mouth, which I was expecting here, both from maybe the jalapeno but also the homemade kimchi that they were offering. Also, I'm missing a little bit of texture in this dish. Everything is a little bit same and it's quite mushy to eat, and it would be nice to have something that was a little bit more of a crunchy element. Next up was the bread serving, and that consisted of a homemade focaccia, and on the side here we had a whipped butter that was flavored with some dry dill and black pepper. And here I just have to say something about whipped butter. It's just not good. It has that texture that is almost gluing on the side of your mouth. It's very unpleasant to eat, so please, restaurants who are doing this, stop that. Have plain butter that is much more enjoyable to have, and flavor that with whatever you want, and I'm a happy boy.
Here we have our delicious scallops on a bed of sweet potato puree with a salsa made from cucumber, a bit of chili and garlic. We have our scallops, which have been cured in salt and sugar, and torched with a small torch to give it a bit of an edge and a bit of a burnt feeling on top as well. We pour a leche de tigre around it, which is a burnt fish stock, a bit of herbal oil, and we soak it to top it off.
I absolutely love scallops. I think if they're cooked correctly, they are just so juicy and sweet and plump to eat. But of course, if they're not, they're gonna be chewy and not pleasant to eat at all. But I'm expecting here this being a play on a ceviche type of a dish that is basically gonna be raw inside and just a little bit torch on the outside here. So it's gonna be interesting to see how everything comes together here. Of course, I'm hoping that the leche de tigre here will have great complexity and really bring everything together here in a very nice way. Unfortunately, this dish did not live up to the expectations I had on it, starting with the leche de tigre here that I thought was gonna be the binding factor. It was really not that complex. It was almost a little bit watery with a lot of acidity in it. And then we had the rest of the ingredients here with the sweet potato puree and that salsa with the cucumber and the herbs on top. It's okay, but it didn't deliver that nice freshness and punch that I was expecting out from this dish, so I'm a little bit let down.
So this one is our ribeye steak with a pomme maxime on the bottom, which is thinly sliced potato baked in the oven with a bit of butter and herbs and then fried. Topped off with our ribeye, which has been just pan-seared and basted in butter. It's topped off with rini, which has been pan-seared as well, a beautiful shiso leaf, and then our red tapioca crisp with a bit of beetroot powder inside. With all of that, pouring the sauce. And that is our andouille spoon. Just pouring one spoon to start, but I'll leave the rest inside.
By far the prettiest dish of the evening so far. I really like the different color contrast that they are having here with the green shiso leaf. You have the meat, you have the potatoes that is golden in color from underneath, the tapioca crisp there that was dusted with some beetroot powder, really pink in its color, and then you have the brown and black sauce there in the bottom. Really beautiful to look at, but I cannot without noticing here that the beef ribeye looks a little bit too cooked, but I haven't asked for a temperature. They have just done what they are recommending for us to eat, so I guess that this is the way that they want to serve it. It does though look a little bit more to the medium well type of temperature in my eye at least, but let's see when we dig into it more. There's a lot of things going on this plate, and if we start with the meat, yes, it's a little bit too cooked for my liking, but this being a ribeye, it's at least not dry, and that's the good thing about this cut of meat, that you'll have plenty of fat inside of it. And then you have that shiso leaf with that bright green color, bringing some earthy and herbal tones to the dish, and then that very complex andouille sauce that is a little bit taking over all of the other flavors that are going on here, which is a little bit more subtle. The potato cake there is nicely done and crisp, and the broccolinis are also good cooked with a little bit of al dente texture still in them. And then you have that very crispy tapioca cracker that was dusted with some beetroot powder, bringing that nice color to the dish, but also a little bit of a really nice flavor segment that I wasn't expecting here. And that was maybe one of the highlights of this dish, actually, that cracker, which was a little bit surprising to me. So with all of that said, I have to be honest here and say that I didn't think that this dish worked in a really good harmony. The flavor profiles were a little bit offset with each other and didn't really play on the same spectrum. So a little bit more style over substance on this main course.
This time it's our strawberry dessert, Danish strawberries which have been cut and mixed with a elderflower syrup. We have a ice cream made from coconut with a vanilla cream, a gel from lime, and then a beautiful pink meringue with strawberry and Szechuan peppercorns on top.
Another beautiful dish that's come out from the kitchen, and that's really been the theme on many of the dishes that we've been served throughout this evening, that the presentation skills has really been high on the dishes here. And starting with the flavors here on the coconut ice cream, really smooth and nice in its texture, broken off with strawberries marinated in that elderflower, bringing a nice sweet and complex flavor to the dish. And then you have that additional smooth layer of vanilla cream underneath the dish here, and that crispy layer of Szechuan meringue on top there. Really just brings everything together in a nice way, and this was one of the better dishes that we've been served throughout this evening. So time to conclude there from restaurant Norrlyst in Copenhagen, and starting with the food, and I have to say that it's been a really good value here on paying 450 Danish crowns for a 4-course set menu, and that said, even though we paid 100 extra crowns for that ribeye dish, and the food has been on a good level, and I think it's been really interesting and seeing all of the dishes that's been coming out from this kitchen. So with that said, I'm gonna put the score here on the food at 84 points. When it comes to the service here, I think it's been really friendly and attentive, and I really enjoy the company of my server here that's been explaining the dishes in a very thorough and nice way, and therefore I'm gonna put the service scoring tonight at 86 points. And as always, last but not least, coming to the ambience of this restaurant, and I really like the atmosphere in here, the wooden decorations with the pillars in the roof and the wooden tables and the wooden chairs. It's been really just a very warm feeling in this restaurant, and it's been really unique and nicely designed. So therefore I'm gonna put the ambience rating at 87 points. And with that said, that brings end from this episode from Restaurant Norrlyst in Copenhagen. And if you have liked this type of review, please hit like and subscribe, and I really hope to see you next time. Bye bye.